Today I'm going to speak with you about Heather Monahan's book, Overcome Your Villians. What a beautiful cover too. Beautiful lady. I'm going to talk to you today about my 5 top takeaways from this book. So let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. One of the things that I took away from Heather's book was not to avoid pain. And the part of the book that she says, once you feel like that, there's a really good chance you will do anything in your power to never feel like that again. And she's talking about some of her life experiences and how she was just really in pain from the things that she went through. And since she went through those things, she decided she was going to do whatever she had to really create the life of her dreams. And I know I've had some similar things to that, and it really struck home with me, and it really resonated with me. And her stories are really powerful, from being a single mom, from getting fired by her villain, to really creating a life that is super powerful and really impacting a lot of people. So for me, not avoiding the pain, it used to not be such a problem for me. I used to just go straight at it, but sometimes whenever you've had life knock you down, you've had people hurt you that you didn't expect to hurt you, you've had situations arise that you didn't really think were going to happen, those things can really make you take a step back and question yourself and question whether you do have the ability to deal with that pain. But I can guarantee you that I do, and so do you. So thank you, Heather, for that reminder. The second thing that I learned from this book was about people paying you what you ask. So the quote here was, "When you don't see your own worth, others won't see it either. People pay you what you believe you are worth." Now, I've been privileged to have some conversations with people that hire, and one of the ladies actually said, this writer is really great, and, we had a little bit more of a budget. If they would have asked for more, we would have paid them a little bit more. And that really got me to thinking. And then coupled with this, I'm like, that's true. If we don't see our worth, we don't value ourselves, why is anyone else going to value us? So whenever you're maybe looking for another job, or maybe you're setting prices on your courses, or you're trying to set up sponsorship deals with your YouTube video, something like that, maybe you should think about, what am I leaving on the table? Am I underbidding myself? Because a lot of times people are more than happy to pay you what you're worth, but if you don't know what you're worth and you're underbidding yourself, you're probably going to feel some burnout, and you're going to feel like, oh man, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. What? Okay, so it's not on them to make us feel good or to pay us what we're worth. It's on us to ask for it. And if they're not willing to pay it, then we're more than welcome to take a step back and walk away. The third thing that I got out of this book, and I'm talking about, this is within the first 9 pages. This is the third takeaway that I've got, and this is on page 9. So this is a very powerful, very packed book that was very helpful to me. So this quote says, "The reality is that at any moment, you are either building your confidence or chipping away at it by the actions you take or don't take." Since reading that, I've really started to think, if I do or don't do this, will this help me build my confidence, or will this chip away at my confidence? And you can literally feel your house being built. Let's say, you're building a house of confidence. You can literally feel whether you're placing the next brick in that house or whether you're taking one away by what you do. And a lot of times, almost all the time, you're aware of how you're going to feel if you do or do not do that thing. So confidence is not a solid, a stable thing. You may be more confident one day or less confident, depending on how you act and what you do. So if you want to be a confident person, you have to be the one that puts that brick upon that brick upon that brick. And this book, you have to get it. I've got the link in the description, so get this book. But this book will help you, show you through her examples of what she did, how to start building that confidence. The fourth thing that I learned is from this quote. Making the decision to sit alone instead of sitting at a table where you're not supported is not easy, but it will be worth it. Now, I've dealt with this and I've struggled with this for years. I always try to be the nice person, to always make everyone else happy and not mad at me, or not, just basically I try to be sweet and nice so that people don't dislike me. That's just how it's been. On and off. I've had phases. Since my mom passed about 10 years ago, it's more often been trying to make people fit into my life, even if I know that they don't deserve to be there. And recently I had a situation where one of my friends that I had fired from my life decided to try to get back in, and I thought maybe it could work. And the first phone call showed very quickly it was not going to work. However, I still questioned myself. I still thought, should I let them in? Should, all those things that come up if you deal with this. And whenever I read this, it really struck home with me and struck that chord where I was like, yes, you're making the right decision, because it definitely is worth to sit alone instead of to sit at a table with people that really don't have your best interest at heart. Thankfully, I have a beautiful family that really supports me, but even if I didn't, I would rather be by myself than to deal with people that are maybe frenemies or some kind of situation like that. The fifth thing that I want to talk about in this book is where Heather says, why did I play small for so long? And this is easy to think and to say after, you're on the other side. But when you're going through it, you're like, oh my gosh, like, this is painful. What am I doing? But whenever you actually make the leap and those wings come out, like she talks about in the book, you start thinking, why did I spend so many years just playing small and being little for maybe other people, so that they won't feel like you're overshadowing them or whatever it might be. That's been a really big challenge with me. I don't want to make people feel small, because my goal is to make people feel big and to go and do things to inspire them, not to make them feel upset or like, oh, why is she doing that and I can't, like those kind of things, right? So I realized that the people that are looking for excuses to not do things will use you or anyone else they can use to not do that thing. They will use you if they want to do something and they want to grow, then they'll use you for inspiration. If they don't want to do anything and they want to have excuses, then they will use the exact same situation with you to not do that thing. And it could have been the same thing with me reading this book from Heather. I could have said, wow, look at her, she's so beautiful. And she's like such a sweet person. I got to speak with her on LinkedIn. I could have said, oh wow, there's already a Heather, she's just so cool, I think the world has enough strong women in it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm like, awesome, I'm inspired, and I hope that you also feel inspired to be a strong person and to go out there and encourage people and to go out there and make a difference in the world. There's never going to be enough positive voices out there in any industry. Whatever you're doing, there's never going to be enough. So if you wonder, am I enough? Should I do it? Yeah, you're enough and you should do it. And you should definitely go pick up Heather's book. And if you're looking for more stuff to watch, click on the video that just popped up, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.